Okay, it's Star Wars Day, so happy Star Wars Day, or may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Today's plan is to do some nerdy baking. I got this book for Christmas, so it's going to be a welcome treat. So I'm going to do something that's going to be specifically for today, but I do recommend getting this book. It's really fun. There is some questionable recipes in here because it's like they've chosen the recipe and then worked the Star Wars context around it, rather than the reverse. So there is some things from the movie and then some things are just adjacent of the movie. Because it's Star Wars Day, I wanted to be like something like the Life Day that they celebrated. There is a Life Day loaf that we're going to make today, so I'm really excited for it. Let's get into it. All the measurements and ingredients will be down below, but also the link to the book will be down below, so please do check it out. I think it's a really fun one. Let's begin. Okay, so this is the recipe. Please pause the video so that you can take a snapshot. I think this is a great recipe for beginner bakers, but also it's a really easy one. I'm going to start off with the butter and sugar. We're going to cream it so that it becomes a nice pale cream color. If you're doing it by hand, give around about 10 minutes to 15 minutes of hand whisking it. KitchenAid is much easier. Now the walnuts. After you've given them a good chop, we're going to move on with the pineapples. Now it did say dry pineapples, we're using canned.
That's no moon.
The reference, you get it. If you know, you know. Now once you've chopped your pineapples, in my case, if you're using dried, obviously you won't be chopping it, but I'm going to prepare the fruit mix with the flour and all the nuts and fruits. Now this is really just to make sure that the fruit doesn't sink to the bottom. You're using about 2 tablespoons of flour to coat them. Now the sour cream and the bicarbonate soda. This is activating the actual leveling agent in this recipe. It's such an interesting way of using it. I've never done this before, but I'm just checking the recipe to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, it wouldn't be a cake without eggs, and we're going to add them in slowly while you slowly whisk the mixture, making sure that it doesn't split the batter. If it does, add a tablespoon of the flour. It should help combine everything, and hopefully it keeps Grogu away from eating the eggs. Now with the dry mix, so the flour and the salt, and the wet mix, the bicarbonate soda and the sour cream, you're adding it like in parts. Basically I did it in 3 goes, so I did the flour and then I did the wet mix. It just helps everything combine together, adding lots of volume and air into the batter without curdling the mixture. Now if you're doing it by hand, please be patient. It's a very heavy dough, especially when you do add the fruits later. Now I just want to make a specific comment here. Look at how many bubbles you make when you combine the two. It's so weird, but it makes sense why you're adding the leveling agents together with the sour cream. It activates it. If you've got trypophobia like me, please look away. I'm so sorry for showing you. I'm kind of trying not to throw up myself right now. Okay, it's time to add the fruit and the nuts in. You can hand fold it or you can use it on the lowest setting on your mix. That's up to you. Okay, it's the last step. Honestly, adding the fruit and the nuts now really makes everything come together. It's also proof in the pudding that you put all your hard work when you cream the butter and sugar. The batter should be really nice and light in colour, but also very airy because you put all that work in. Now don't forget the orange zest. I almost did. I'm going to zest the whole orange and use all the zest because I think this really adds the extra zing to the fruit cake. I also don't want to waste the orange, so I'm just going to squeeze the orange and make it into a juice for me to drink later. In the recipe, it recommends 2 things. You can either use a orange glaze and use it to glaze your cake, or like a simple syrup, or you can use rum. I didn't do either because my family are not the biggest fan of rum and there's not enough orange juice to make a syrup, but you can do it. It's in the recipe. Now, once you've folded in the zest, I'm going to start preparing the tin that I'm going to bake it in. This is up to you. The recipe didn't specify which tin. I use a Bundt tin because I wanted to make it closely related to the Death Star. I also love the shape of a Bundt tin, and I think this kind of cake really suits a Bundt tin. That's up to you. I'm going to quickly prepare the tin with some butter and flour so it doesn't stick. If you've ever worked with a Bundt tin, you know how difficult it is to get out of it. But if you put in the work at the beginning, it should all work out. Now, I'm going to basically level out the batter and then It's ready to bake. Now, let me remind you, you guys don't have to do it this way. You can do it in a loaf tin, whatever. Now, give it a quick tap to knock out any big bubbles so that it bakes evenly into the oven for an hour and a half to 2 hours at 180. So I've just ordered Burger King while I'm waiting for the oven to bake the cake. I basically need to show you guys this. So basically one of the, because it's a Burger King Mandalorian Grogu collab, they basically brought out these cups. Can you see it? This is Zeb. These cups are so cool. The burgers I don't really care for, really. I just wanted the cups. Let me show you the other one. It's a bit of a blind box opening because you don't know which one you would get. Oh, I got 2 Zebs.
Carapace.
No. Anyway, I just want to show you which one I've got. These are the ones I got. They're kind of cool. I love them. I'll show you one final thing because I'm kind of intrigued by it. I've taken a bite already, but I haven't really touched it. It's the green ketchup. Can you see it? It's on that side. It's like, yeah. It's Grogu blood, basically. Like I said, I never order Burger King, so I'm always intrigued by this. It's just like any other burger. I'm sorry to disappoint. I just wanted to try this. It tastes weird. It tastes funky. I give you a princess. Okay, wrong franchise, I appreciate. But it still works. And here it is after a good hour's rest. I don't know how to get this out.
Do or do not. There is no try.
I'm pretty proud of that, I'm not gonna lie. I used a palette knife to basically give an edge. I trimmed it around carefully so I can basically get it out. Okay, I think I've got it out. Oh, yeah. Yay. The cake is ready to serve. Now, like I said earlier, you do have other options after this. Now, I may regret this now I come to think of it, but you can use a simple syrup or the orange juice or rum to basically douse it so that it doesn't become so dry. Because the fruit cake is so packed with fruit and nuts, it can get quite claggy. That is up to you in terms of choice. I honestly loved serving it like this. It was really refreshing with a cup of coffee, but it's also up to you, and the recipe will also give you direction for that. I'm kind of happy how this turns out. By the way, if you're wondering how many tops I've got a couple of Star Wars tops. I just want to show it off on the video. This is the result of it. It's like I chose to make this loaf in this pan, so I wanted it to look like the Death Star, but also like, I don't know, it's just a bit more interesting than a loaf tin. What I will say is, it's giving Madeira. It's like that dry Madeira, like pound cake style. I kind of love it and I kind of hate it. There is a lot of fruit. In fact, the fruit actually distributed so well in this cake, so I'm really happy about that. Also, you can see like where the nuts are, or the fruit, even the pineapple. Can you see the pineapple there? So I'm kind of glad that this cake turned out really well. It took ages to cook. At 150 degrees, it's about 150 degrees, gas mark 6, for about 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on oven. It takes a long time to cook this. It's truly thick. It's like as big as my hand, but it's well worth it. Have a cup of tea or coffee with it. The recipes in the book is very interesting. I highly recommend you guys getting the book just to try it out. It's one of those recipes where like, it's one of those recipe books where like some of the things are a little bit questionable in terms of like, was it modeled around Star Wars, or did they just like the recipe and they just threw in Star Wars context on it? But I will say this, I might try another recipe. Leave it down in the comments down below if I should. I'm thinking something for like Sith or like Imperial or something.
Do it. Do it.
But I'm also interested if you guys have tried this book, so leave it in the comments down below. I'm going to lovingly leave you. Mwah. I'll see you next time. Let's give this a try. I don't know where to go, which angle. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's really delicious. It's like a Madeira cake for sure,
but it's too dry for me.